Cremation in Japan comes from the Buddhist legend that the Buddha's body was burned and his soul transmigrated, meaning his soul moved into another body, similar to reincarnation. More than 90% of all funerals in Japan are organized in the Buddhist way. The first recorded cremation in Japan was in 700 AD and coincided with the arrival of Buddhism in the 6th century. But in the early years, only monks and high-ranking people were cremated because the wood to make the fires was too costly. But by 2007, cremation accounted for 99.8% of all those who died. Cremation is also the norm for Christians. The average cost of a funeral is around 2.31 million yen, but the recent trend is to spend less. A sign that someone died in the family is the hanging of a white paper lantern in the front of the house. The start of the ceremony begins with the immediate family keeping a night vigil, or wake, over the deceased on the day of death. The deceased female wears a kimono, which males sometimes wear too, but more often they wear a suit. Makeup is applied to improve the look of the deceased. The funeral is performed the next day. During the wake and funeral services, participants who are not among the next of kin customarily offer money to the bereaved and burn incense to pray for the soul of the deceased at a temple or other venue where a monk chants sutras before an altar. It is customary for people to make a monetary offering to those holding ceremonies to ease the financial burden. The amount paid often depends on how close the contributor was to the deceased and how old the person is. When a colleague dies, the amount can range from 3,000 yen to 20,000 yen. When parents and siblings die, family members may pay more. Part of the custom also entails a return thank you gift for the offering. In many cases, a designer towel or a dish. It is tradition that a few other things are placed inside the casket too. For example, a white kimono, 6 coins for the crossing of the Sanzu River, and several objects the deceased used to love, like sweets. Family and relatives sit in the front row and the Buddhist priest chants a sutra. Family members offer incense 3 times during the chant. Black clothing is the norm, but the traditional color of sorrow in Buddhism is white. Wearing gray clothing at a funeral is acceptable because it is considered a gesture that the attendant felt the death was unexpected. After the ceremony, the deceased is carried to a crematorium. After the body is cremated, the family and close friends use special chopsticks to collect bone fragments for the cinerary urn, which is traditionally placed in a family grave within 49 days after the funeral. Leg bones are removed first, and head bones are the last. People do not want to have the deceased upside down. The next of kin and close friends traditionally hold memorial services on every 7th anniversary of the death up until the 49th. Similar services are held 1, 2, and 6 years after a death. Clearing family grave plots, haka, on the anniversary of the death or during the weeks of the vernal and autumnal equinoxes are common, as well as during the Bon holiday in August, when people who do not live near the family graves have time off work to make the trip.